Like I've said before, I really love filming models. This is obviously from Independence Day. It's one of the alien ships from Independence Day. And knowing that they're models, most everyone did when they first saw the movie or see it today. But I don't think people realize just how big filming models can be. And compared to another filming model that's in this building, this thing is quite small. Unlike this, the filming model from 1979's Alien of the Nostromo. Sorry, can we get that again? At well over 11 and a half feet long, the filming model for the Nostromo is one of the largest filming models I've ever been able to film with. And it's in fact one of my favorite pieces of all time. And like most movie props that survive from the 70s, it has a pretty interesting backstory. To start off with, it was originally intended to be yellow in color. But fortunately, they changed their mind and made it the gray we all know of it today. Well, after production, it went into storage for a little while until along came a man by the name of Bob Burns. Within the realm of movie prop collecting, Bob Burns is something of a legend. See, back in the day, Bob would throw these big monster parties, and he would invite pretty much all of the best special effect makers like Rick Baker and Stan Winston to come help him set these things up. And to prop them, he would reach out to different studios and say, hey, can I borrow some stuff from your movie? Well, he reached out to Fox and asked if he could borrow some stuff from the Alien franchise because he was throwing an Alien-themed party. Well, they just decided to send a whole 53-foot trailer full of everything, and they just gave it to him, including the 11-foot filming model of the Nostromo, which was too big for his house, so it just sat out in his front yard for years. Now, as you would imagine, time took its toll on the poor Nostromo. Even in Southern California, time and the elements ravaged the once beautiful model of the Nostromo. But fortunately for movie fans everywhere, Bob sold it, and eventually it was fully restored and is now in the hands of Propstore. Now, I've seen this model a couple of times, and every time it's the same. I can't help myself but to look and see if I can recognize any of the model parts that were used, because this thing was built with a process called kit bashing, where they built a basic shell, a structure, and then all these little squares you see are bits of sheet styrene, plastic art. And then all the details, which are called in the industry greebles or greeblies, were model parts or bits of brass tubing and that sort of thing. And just standing here, this close to it, I can see little parts of 1/35th scale anti-tank rifles from model kits. That's a bit of tank track right there. These are car parts. That's part of an anti-aircraft gun model kit that I built a lot when I was a kid. These are bottoms of engines from car models. There's bits of battleship all over the place. It's just this wonderful look at the old way of building models. This is still a method that's used today, kit bashing, but that's suspension from a half track. It's just everywhere. It's just all little model parts put everywhere to give it all these fantastic little details that were never seen on screen, that you only see if you get close to them like this. But this is one of my favorite filming models of all time. And it's just absolutely gorgeous and quite obviously enormous. It is really quite impossible to express to you how large this model is, or even to get this model in one shot during the filming of all this. And it's equally difficult for me to express what this model means to me as a kid growing up watching science fiction and falling in love with the concept of filming models. This was one of the earliest filming models that I really learned anything about. And to be able to get this close to it and to be able to see it and interact with it, it's just an absolutely wonderful experience for me. I can't thank Propstore enough for allowing me to more than once get up close with this absolutely beautiful example of model making and filmmaking. To me, she is not just a filming miniature, she's art. I'd like to thank you all for watching, and I'd especially like to thank Propstore for inviting me out to have a look at all of these magnificent pieces of film history. Now, all of the stuff that I've shown you is coming up for auction in Propstore's Entertainment Memorabilia Live auction, where they have over 1,900 lots coming up here very, very soon. And if you want to find out more about that, follow the links below, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and follow me on all my social media platforms at Props to History. Thank you again for watching. Props to History.